We're so glad you could join us again. Welcome back to Rashley's BBQ. I'm Randy, and we're cooking up something today that's a little cheaper than brisket, but just as good to me. We got a chuck roast. We're going to do it on the Traeger Ironwood 885 using some oak hickory cherry combination pellets. So stick with us. We'll get started. The chuck roast is right here. We're going to season it up with a Chupacabra blend. We're going to be using Brisket Magic and Chupacabra Chop House blend. All right, let's get started. Layers of flavor. We're going to use this seasoning tub, barbecue tub, to contain the spices so they don't go flying around the kitchen. Really cool item to have. If you're here local, South Texas Outdoor Kitchens has these. If not, they're available on Amazon, though I think the ones on Amazon are a little bit smaller than this one. We don't want to go too heavy with either spice because both of them are a little bit salty. Don't rub it. I don't rub it. I just press it in. Get the sides too. Now go on with the Brisket Magic. Brisket Magic does not have as much salt in it as the Chop House blend, so I'm going to go a little heavier with it. It's got some larger pieces in it, larger texture. Pat it in real good. I'm going to clean up my spice bottles with a little disinfectant wipe and put them away. And we'll get this puppy on the grill. The ironwood is already warming up, should be up to temperature. Let's go get it on. Traeger's all warmed up. Got it set at 165. We're going to go ahead and put on the super smoke setting. And then we're going to get that chuck roast on the Traeger. Hey, are y'all out there? Yeah, there you are. I see y'all. Okay, we're going to let it run at about 165 on super smoke for about an hour. Then I'm going to raise it up to 225 and leave it on super smoke. We'll see how it goes. We'll be back. For the last hour, we've had it running at 165 on super smoke. I just turned it up to 225. And it's warming up to 225, still on super smoke. We'll see how it works out. We'll bring you back when we check on it later. It's been about 2 hours. We're going to go ahead and spritz it with some apple cider vinegar. I'm not going to show it every time we do that, but we're going to spritz it about every 45 minutes to an hour. It is stalled at 150 degrees. It's been there for over 2 hours now. Usually it stalls at a higher temperature, but we know it's a stall because it's just sitting there at 150, 151. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it with some butcher paper. Push it through the stall and try to get it ready for supper. We're going to try to go ahead and do the wrap right here on the grill. Spraying the paper with some vinegar, apple cider vinegar, just to give it some moisture. song comes to mind right here, when smoke gets in your eyes. Just right. We had it on the super smoke setting for a little over 4 hours. So we're going to go ahead, since we wrapped it and it's not going to absorb any more smoke, we're going to go ahead and put it on regular mode, take off the super smoke, and just let it run at 225. If it's not breaking the stall here in another couple hours, we're going to bump it up a little higher temperature and try to finish it off for supper. Y'all stay tuned. It's been a very long cook. It's been about 12 hours. I didn't bring you back, but about 4 hours ago, we turned the temperature up to 250 because it just wasn't, the internal temperature of the meat just wasn't climbing very fast. So at 8 hours into the cook, in other words, we turned the temperature up to 250, and now the internal temperature of the meat is 203. So let's go ahead and pull it off, take it inside. The fat rendered out real well. So my first impressions are, it looks really, really good. Got a pretty good bark on it considering we had it wrapped for most of the cook. Let's slice this thing open and see what we've got. Very nice smoke ring. Good girl. All right, let's see how it tastes. Just falls apart. It's really, really tender. All right, let's have a piece. Oh yeah. It's got a nice smoky flavor. That Chupacabra, the combination of rubs works really good. It was just about the right amount of seasoning for the thickness of that meat. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, but we wrapped it up. To summarize, we put the chuck roast on the Traeger Ironwood 885. We seasoned it with Chupacabra Brisket Magic and Chupacabra Chop House rub. We used a combination of oak hickory cherry pellets. We smoked it at 165 on super smoke for 2 hours. Then we raised it to 225, left it on super smoke, and we ran until the internal temperature got up to, I wanted to shoot for 160, but it stalled at 140. So we let it sit there for a little while, and then we went ahead and wrapped it to push it on through the stall. Even wrapped, it stayed stalled for about 2.5 hours. About 8 hours into the cook, we saw the temperature wasn't rising fast enough, so we raised the temperature to 250. The last 4 hours, it was a 12-hour cook, last 4 hours was at $2.50. Very good chuck roast. We hope y'all enjoyed the cook. If you did, click like, subscribe, share it. That really helps out the channel. And we'll catch y'all later on down the road on Rashley's Border Q. Adios.